Well, here we are. First ever YouTube video. Sat in my comfort of my own home. Not that you can see much, it's just a blank grey screen and some curtains behind me. So, welcome to football, bloody football. Now I've decided to launch this channel. This is the first time I've ever done this, by the way, so I mean, look at the hair. You can see I'm ready for it. All dolled up, makeup on. So this is my take on football. Well, it's not just football. Sorry, I do twist about a lot. It is all football, but primarily it's Manchester United and the current plight that they're in. So I've been a United fan, and I'm not. If people do watch this, they're gonna go, not even for Manchester. Yeah, all them other, all the usual suspects. And whoopee, yes, I'm not. Get out of the way. I'm not for Manchester. I live in County Down. So that's out the way straight away. You tell by accent, I'm not from Manchester. Oh, you're a fake fan. Yeah, that's all going to come, I get it. But I am a fan. I have been for many, many years. And I'm disappointed in where the club is now. So I'm going to give my take on the club, where we are, what's happening since Ratcliffe came in. What's happened in the last 20 years since the Glazers took over. But I'm not going to just stick to that. I'm going to stick to... I'm not going to stick to anything really. Say this is all going to... I'm not going to cut and paste. This is all going to go out straight away. Once I finish this, hand reaches in, press pause, click like and subscribe and all that. I'm just going to post. I'm not going to do any... I'm very handy. I'm not going to do any of that... cutting, pasting and editing and all that stuff, because for one, I don't know how to do. I'm doing this basically see how I get on. If I get some likes, if I get some watches, happy days. If I don't, then it's one of them, isn't it? So yeah, I'm a United fan. This is it. First, like I said before, first time I've done it. So where are we now? What's happening? So as all the fans know, we didn't want the Glazers. There was massive protests in 2005. They saddled the club with millions of pounds worth of debt, which has only increased. And we thought we were getting out. We thought we were getting out of it. We thought Qatar was going to come in. The club went up for sale. And it was, yep, this is it. It's happening. But it didn't. We thought Qatar, state ownership, a lot of the fans didn't want state ownership. I can see the argument, I can. But the thing is with state ownership, debt was gone. Club was in the clear. And I always said that to lads who I know, if we got state ownership, we would have returned to the top of the league almost instantly. Well, when I say almost instantly, 2 transfer windows. Why? Because it's very simple. We are Man United. We are one of the top 3 clubs in the world behind Real Madrid and Barcelona. We are a massive name in football, and players still want to sign for us, which is very surprising. I need to learn to look at the camera. I am going to struggle with that, and this is why. This is first one's going to go out, and we'll see where we go. So yeah, we are a massive draw still. Even now, even after all the years of not winning anything since Fergie left, we can still draw big players. See, this season's, let's be honest, it's awful, but we could have gone back to challenging pretty much straight away. And for me, the only person we can blame for that is Jim Ratcliffe. He came in, he's a boyhood fan, apparently. Take your word from it. It was a Chelsea season ticket holder, but he's a boyhood Man United fan. Make of that what you will. He wanted to buy Chelsea, if rumours are to be believed. He didn't get Chelsea. Todd Bowley got Chelsea. He couldn't afford Manchester United to buy outright. So what did he do? He let the Glazers stay in. Surely that's a red flag. Right? To any of our fans out there, that's a red flag. Nobody wants the Glazers at this club. Nobody. Yet he done a deal with the devil to keep the Glazers here. And for me, it stinks. It stinks. People that say, like, as soon as it happened, Sky Sports News, Man United have got new owners. They haven't got new owners. They've got a majority share. Well, he's a shareholder. He's a majority shareholder. Owns 24% of shares, whatever it is. He paid 1 point whatever billion he paid. But at the end of the day, they are still at the club, and that's on him. He come out on his interview the other day. We had till November, December to, we're going to go under, we're going to go bankrupt. But that's on him. That's on him. He pumped 300 million of his own money in. Well, thanks very much. The only thing I can say is it's 300 more than what the Glazers put in. Now, it's pitiful. It's pitiful, the plight of the club we're in now. Where the club is now, sorry. You're going to have to bear with me, honestly. This is an off-the-cuff video. I didn't even think of it, what I was going to say or anything. Now, he's making cuts, job cuts. We had the biggest, we employed the most people in the Premier League, over 1,000 people apparently, compared to Man City, who was somewhere near 600 people who were employed, or 700 people. And he wants us to be like them. That's great. It really is. But look at the people he's got rid of. He's got in the things he's done. Now that doesn't sit right with people. That doesn't sit right with people. It doesn't sit right with me. Now you're going to get, well, you're a businessman. He knows what he's doing. Oh, and that's great. I honestly, I hope he does know what he's doing for the sake of the club. But he can't have. So we have had a lot of prima donnas on our wage bill. We've been managed poorly. He is basically enabled, Luke Shaw, injured, how many times? You've 72 games in the last how many seasons? On extraordinary amount of money. Mason Mount, injured. Casemiro on stupid money for the age he is. Who sanctioned that deal? I know it wasn't Jim Ratcliffe. Right? I know these aren't Jim Ratcliffe signs, and I can live with that. But they're there. They need to go. Right? And the fact that it's still there after January transfer window and the summer transfer window, because he had the summer to get rid of these players. So Luke Shaw, we bought Mason Mount. No idea why. Casemiro has to go. Not good enough. Marcus Rashford, 3, 4 max purple patches since he burst onto the scene. He's not good enough. They're not good enough. But we've got a fan base who seems to think they are. Now I remember, I've followed them since 1989, I think, 1990, 89, 90, so that's 30, coming up 35 years. And I've seen players come and go. I've seen some really good players come and go. I've seen Andre Canchelskis come and go. I've seen Paul Ince. I've seen Roy Keane eventually get shown the door. Jaap Stam gets shown the door. Mark Hughes gets shown the door. These players, every one of them players that I've mentioned there, a million times better than what we've got now. Yet we have a fan base who scream to give them more money. You've got players who are on obscene amounts of money, and they're doing nothing. They're doing absolutely nothing. Now, who's to blame? So Ratcliffe said that the Glazers give the management structure too much rope. Right, I can live with that. They did. Fair enough. Woodward and his posse, far too much rope. So why didn't they step in? Why didn't they step in? Why didn't they step in, and why did they stay thousands of miles away in America? Why? If they can now say that, so that, are they saying that they didn't see how badly the club was run? Or did they choose just to ignore how badly the club was run? Or were they just not bothered? Were they just not bothered because they are creaming money in, like, the dividends out of that club? They are leeches. Right? They are honestly nothing but leeches on this club. And they've milked it dry. And we thought we were getting out of it. And what happened? Sir James Ratcliffe, steer boys, I'll look after the club. A lot of fans bought it. Oh, we've got Jim Ratcliffe, yes. Boyhood fan. He's his boyhood club. But he enabled them. He enabled them. Some of the fans thought that Ratcliffe was going to go out and spend his money and we're going to get all these transfers. Let's look at the summer. De Ligt, I think, De Ligt, right, has took pelters, dog's abuse off your Paul Scholeses and Sky Sports News all season. I think he's been one of our better players. 100%. I think as a signing, he was quality. He's been quality. So they got it right with De Ligt. Ugarte, I think he's an absolute monster in midfield. They got it right with him. Where did they get it wrong? Keeping Dalot, keeping Casemiro, keeping Luke Shaw, keeping Marcus Rashford. Dare I say, Captain Fantastic Bruno? Is that too controversial? For me, no. I think he's a good player. Will we win things with him? No. So for all the good they've done, again, it wasn't their money, by the way. It was the club's money. It wasn't the Glazers' money. It wasn't Ratcliffe's money. It was the club's money. So we get penalised because the club, not through any fault of our own, we penalise ourselves because we're one of the biggest clubs in the world. So the owners and part owners go, oh, we don't need to subsidise anything. This club's a monster. That's going to run out. So the offset of signing Ugarte, De Ligt, Euro was another one. I forgot about Euro. Xerxes. Talent, it's slowly coming. Is he that player? Don't know. So you could say some of the players have been brilliant. Do they fit Amarin's system? Time will tell. But we've still got an offset of awful players on the books. Players that aren't United quality. Rasmus Højlund. I don't know. Like, you've got other fan sites. I'm not advertising myself as a fan site, by the way. I will talk a lot about Man United, but I will go on. I will do other clubs as well. I do like to talk about other things in football, but at the minute, Man United's high up there as I'm a fan. We do have other fan bases, the United stand, who will slag Joshua Xerxes off, but they get a hard on over Rasmus Højlund because the fanboy over them. Now these are the same fan base, well, fan channel, whatever you want to call them, that fanboyed Rashford, fanboyed Lingard, fanboyed Dalot, fanboyed Pogba. Players that have let United down and continue to let United down, those that are still there. But they'll never ever badmouth them. They'll never ever slag them off. So, and you wonder why. And they won't really slag the club off, and they won't slag Ratcliffe off because they've now gotten in. They've now gotten into the press box. They've now gotten in where they do interviews. So they're not going to bite the hand that feeds them, are they? So Ratcliffe is going to get a free ride off all these. Where me sat in my bedroom, well, not in my bedroom actually, It's in the wife's office, spare room. I'm not on anybody's payroll. I'm not even on YouTube's payroll because this is the first video I've done. So all these, like your Nevilles, your Scholes, where's David Beckham? Where's Rio Ferdinand? Roy Keane, to a point. I mean, I love Roy Keane. I'll never slag Roy Keane off. Your Solskjaers, like, you know, the Giggsies, the greats that I grew up watching play for Man United. Why aren't they slagging off? Or no, not slagging off. It's not a slagging match. Why aren't they having a pop at the Glazers for what they've done, and then allowing Ratcliffe to come in? Because I'm not giving Ratcliffe a chance, by the way. I'm a no with Ratcliffe. He done a deal with the devil in my eyes to keep them at the club. But why aren't them that I've just mentioned speaking up? Now you can see what Gary Neville did. He has with the Glazers, but now all of a sudden he's on the task force for the new stadium, which, by the way, done what it was meant to do. It distracted a lot of people, and everyone started getting hard on over the new stadium. Well done. That was PR at its very best. The Man United PR wagon rolls on. So he's on the payroll now with Ratcliffe. That interview was rubbish, let's be honest. He didn't push him on the Glazers. He allowed them to dance around questions. But he should have asked him, why did he enable them to stay? Why did he get involved? For me, Nev, I loved him as a footballer, but I think now he's well and truly on the bandwagon. He's got to be on the payroll. So he's not going to say anything. So there's a big voice gone. So he was vocal, but now not so much. But you'll see the one, like, you'll see Nev and Rio on Twitter. But why aren't they calling them out? Why aren't our so-called, like, superstars that we had who apparently love the club? Scholes, he loves the club, but all he does, he slag Ten Hag off something chronic. Slag Solskjaer off in the end. Slag Ragnick off in the end. Football's not good enough. Killing him at the minute. Excuse me. But he's never mentioned the owners. Never. Why? Why? If the club means that much to you, like it's as if there's an agenda. So this is it. This is where I am at the minute. I think the new stadium, I don't want to leave Old Trafford. I think Old Trafford is iconic, 115 years. I think I didn't get the smoke and mirrors with the stadium. I didn't fall for the PR bullshit, if I'm allowed to swear. But people did. And I think it's time people started to call them out properly. The 1958, everyone goes on about the 1958, great. But that was a walk on Sunday. That was a walk through Manchester with a few banners, and then they stood and sung songs at the Munich tunnel. They're not bothered. These are businessmen. These are people worth billions of pounds. They don't care. They do not care that a few people walk on with banners. Sorry, this is going to be good when it goes out. They don't care that there's some fans with banners walking through Manchester singing a few songs with some hurty words in that they don't like the Glazers, they don't like Ratcliffe. That they've been sat up in them offices, having some food and having a beer or two or wine, laughing at them. And I don't understand. I don't understand why they've done it. Waited till the Arsenal game. Long pause for effect. Waited till the Arsenal game because it was a big game, but they're all big games. So the stadium there should be some sort of protest at every game. Now for me, it's an empty in the stadium protest. The stadium has to be empty. That's the only way they're going to listen. But then you'll get the fans who they'll take me season ticket offers, they'll stop us from going, and they're blah, 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 blah. And they will. They probably will, yeah, they probably will. But do you want rid of these people? Because unless you get rid of these people, then it's never going to change. So anyway, that was brief. That was it. 20 minutes. It was probably awful. I'm probably going to sound awful. I'm assuming that this has picked all that up. I haven't got microphones. I didn't plug my microphone in. This was a one-off. Well, it wasn't a one-off. It was a tester. Yeah, just to see how I get on. Anyone who watches it, if I get slagged off, if I get name called, such is life, isn't it? But yeah, it's going to be very similar content, but I won't stick to United all the time. I'm not going to put 1 or 2 videos out a week. I'm going to cover the Premier League, I'll cover the transfer window, and I'll obviously run into next season as well. But it's basically a football channel for views on football, on how I think football is. And you probably, some fans won't like it, maybe, but I'm honest. I think I try to be honest, and I won't praise every single Man United player and say they're better than it if we play when we play Leicester at the weekend. If we're bad, we're bad. I'm not a fanboy. I'm not gonna say there's something that they're not, because they are awful. But the other clubs will get it as well, and if the other clubs deserve praise, then they'll get it. Leicester, if they play well, they'll get, like, it works both ways. So it is a football channel. It will be a lot to do about Man United at this present moment in time, with the way the club's in total disarray. I'm not going to be one of these, like, the United standard bell end who screams and shouts when he watches the football over, or that. There's other ones for Liverpool and the Arsenal one. I don't even know what they're called. I'm not like that. I will be sitting. I might do a walk, like, with the match on in the background, and I'll talk through. I might do that. Maybe not this season. These obviously fingers all over, but I might get graphics behind me if people start watching. I might not. See how it goes. This might be my last video. I might do 2 or 3, and if I get a following, then great. So on that, for me, thank you for whoever watches it. It hasn't been a pleasure, because I hate doing this. This is me out of my comfort zone, but hopefully it becomes a pleasure, and I start to get a bit of a fan base, and we start to get a bit of interaction. So on that note, as per the YouTube usual, please like and subscribe. It will mean a lot to me. Drop some comments. So whatever you say, it is what it is. But on that note, thanks very much. Welcome to Football Bloody Football, and let's have a big crack along the way. Cheers now. Bye bye.